hope you guys are all doing well. Welcome back. I know it's been a while, but I thought it would be really cool and important to talk about something that I think is very important, and that is the topic of self-doubt. So the whole theme for today is, why do people doubt themselves? I have a list of questions here, and we're going to cover all of them, hopefully, and I hope you guys enjoy. So to start, we're going to talk about what I think are the main causes of self-doubt. I think from what I've seen, a lot of people struggle with the idea of becoming a version of themselves that is way more superior, way more complex, way more impressive to other people. I feel like there's a lot of comparison and a lot of negative introspection, in the sense where people are looking to find a part of themselves in the future that they are happy with, that they are satisfied with, based on the approval and satisfaction of other people. And that can be really tricky when we're discussing topics like, self-care, self-growth, and also individuality. Because if you're living your entire life to make people happy and to show other people that you're doing well, then what are you doing for yourself? It's a very complex kind of conversation to have with yourself, in my opinion. And I think that it's important to talk about. I think more people need to bring it to the attention of the larger scale, the larger mass. I think that a lot of people go through self-doubt. I think it's inevitable for every single person who wants to pursue a happier life to have some kind of self-doubt. If you're pursuing any kind of challenge, if you're actually working towards developing yourself, you're going to feel that doubt. But what's important is what you do with it. What's important is what you do when you feel those things. I am someone who often has a lot of stress in the past. I was very, very hard on myself. I was very nitpicky about every single thing that I did, every single thing that I thought about, all the things that I was pursuing, and that caused me a lot of stress. And there were times where I would spiral into this mindset of thinking where I was constantly trying to prove myself wrong about the doubts that I was having. I was like, hey, you're not going to be able to pull this off. You're not going to be able to, achieve this thing that you're working towards. And that can be really tough. And I know a lot of you are probably going through the exact same thing or something similar, where you're really, really just trying your best, and those thoughts, those intrusive thoughts usually, are just repeatedly beating down on you. So how did I overcome it? I challenged myself to take a more positive outlook on the situation itself. Usually when you're doubting yourself, it's in a situation where you're struggling, you're having a hard time, or you're kind of projecting something that someone else projected onto you. That is the difficult part. That is something really challenging to overcome, something really challenging to deal with, not to mention, overcome. So I think it's really important that more people take advantage of positive thinking, positive reinforcement, actually talking to people. I know it's not easy to find people who are like-minded and who actually care about the things that you have to say, but I promise you they are out there. And if you don't feel heard, you don't feel seen, there's so many videos online, so many websites where people are feeling the same things that you're feeling, same thoughts, same, experiences. Not to the T, but there's people who can relate with you. And I highly encourage you to look out in those videos, to look for those things that you're searching for. Because if you want a solution and you have a problem, go after it. Don't settle for just coasting through life, because life's short. Life is very short. And I don't think any one of us wants to just waste it. So, yeah. The next question is, how does societal pressure contribute to self-doubt? I think this is pretty self-explanatory. I think we live in a society today where we're expected to achieve a certain level of success, to be a certain type of person, to have a certain level of discipline, of respect, and of accomplishments that provide us with I laugh at it because I think it's kind of funny that we have to deserve our respect and our care and our love. And I think that because there's so much pressure for us to achieve things, that self-doubt becomes so intrinsic, it becomes so toxic, to the point where it's a part of you, but it becomes a negative self-talk. And I think that the constant need to prove ourselves to other people is what is driving us away from real happiness, from peace, from, honestly, fulfillment. Because if we live our lives for other people and to make other people happy, then what are we doing for ourselves? So that's just something I think we should all think about, something I've been navigating myself as well. Next question, yes. How can comparing ourselves to others increase self-doubt? I mentioned this a little bit before, but we are all made individually. We are all so specific. We are our own person. And that means that there's not a single person on this earth who is you. And that should give you, just that, should give you enough hope to realize that I don't have to be like anyone else. I don't have a standard for myself based on someone else's behavior, because everyone's going through life at a different pace, on a different path, in a different way, in a different country. We're all in our own different worlds, and comparing yourself to other people will not only affect your self-doubt, but it's also going to affect your self-esteem. It's going to affect how you see yourself. It's going to affect how you interact with other people, and ultimately that's what's going to make your life better. It's not just the things that you do, it's also how you do them. It's your mindset, it's the way you carry yourself, it's the way you think about things, it's the way you choose to interact with others. Whether you like it or not, the world's gonna move forward, time's gonna go by, and I don't know about you guys, but I'd rather be in a position where I know what I'm doing, I know what I'm pursuing, and I'm not gonna be afraid. I don't wanna be afraid to be myself and to do what aligns with me. So I hope you guys can do the same for yourselves. I hope you can stand up and just choose to be in a position where you're living life for you while also taking care of the people around you in a way that isn't selfish, that is just kind to everyone, including you. So, what are the common signs that someone is struggling with self-doubt? I can't speak for like a scientific definition, because clearly this is just my opinion, but from what I've seen, I notice a lot of negative self-talk. I notice a lot of insecurity, a lot of projection of behavior, so a lot of loud behavior usually. People are afraid of admitting themselves or being very forward about who they are. When they're hiding a part of themselves, they become very loud, very expressive, and on the opposite spectrum as well, they can be very quiet, very, very shy. But from what I've seen, when people are comparing themselves to others, they try to replicate behaviors. They try to behave a certain way based on what they've seen other people do, what they've seen on TV. And it's saddening. It's saddening to see, because you don't have to be like anybody else. You don't have to be a certain way to be cool or to be liked by other people. Because no matter what you choose to do, there are over 7 billion people on this planet. Not all of them are going to like you. But I guarantee you that if you are true to yourself and you behave in a way that is respectful to everyone, you'll find people who enjoy and appreciate you. And I hope that that will give you the push and that the encouragement to actually pursue something like that, because it's incredible. You find people who are actually aligned with you and who choose to live a life like you, and you have that hope and that courage. I truly believe that you'll find something really special there. So yeah, moving on. How can we reframe negative thoughts to reduce self-doubt? What I like to do in my personal life is that when I have a doubt, I try to understand where it's coming from and why it's happening. For example, we could talk about how I guess we could talk about these videos. My focus isn't for them to blow up and become really, really successful, although that would be great, although I would be very excited about that. But occasionally there's a thought in my head of like whether or not I'm doing the right thing, whether or not I'm doing something for the right reason, whether or not this is going to do well. But then I have to remind myself by addressing those doubts with positivity, with understanding, with love. I know this might not work out. I know these videos might not do really well. But if I can help one person feel better, if I can help a single person through a single moment, that means I'm doing one thing that I really hope to do, which is what the video is for, and it's to help people. If I can help one person, I already did exactly what I need to do. I overachieved. I succeeded in my plan, in my thoughts, in my execution. I mean, of the video, of course. So I think that we are too hard on ourselves. I think that we can reframe negative thoughts by addressing them with positivity, with being honest, and just understanding that we're growing, we're learning, and it's not going to be easy, because nothing good comes easy. But if we keep putting in the work, we keep addressing those issues, and we keep learning and growing and taking care of ourselves, there's no limit to how far we could go. That's just what I think. Moving on to the next question. What strategies can people use to build self-confidence and reduce self-doubt? This one, I can't say I know 100% what a solution would be to improve your confidence and reduce your self-doubt. But 100% from what I've experienced, and this is what I've done, is that if you're lacking confidence, you have to get to know yourself better. You have to understand that you're in your own lane, in your own path, and that nobody is going to understand you like you. Nobody's going to be there for you like you. And I think that more people should give themselves more credit for what they do. I think that people should be more confident in their abilities to get things done, and also in all the things that they've accomplished. I feel like people write themselves off a lot. At the same time, that doesn't mean you be overconfident and, take advantage and be very, what's the word? I would say, don't be naive to the world around you, and don't be naive to your behavior, because that could cause you to forget exactly why you're in this situation and why you're doubting yourself and why you're trying to overcome that doubt. So the final thoughts and tips that I'd like to share with you guys about overcoming your self-doubt is that it's not impossible. It's not going to be easy, but you can't live in a way where you're not going to believe in yourself. You're going to push every single day. You're going to make a lot of effort. You're going to fail. You're going to do well. You're going to fail again, potentially, but you're not going to be stopped if you choose not to be stopped. You can overcome this. You can get through this. You can become the best version of yourself and overcome doubt. You just got to trust yourself. You got to put yourself in a position where you know who you are and you make effort to always know who you are. That's all I have to say for this subject for now. But if you enjoyed it, please let me know. If you want me to talk about anything else, let me know in the comments, and I will talk to you guys soon. Have a good one. Peace.